everybody, welcome back to Tazzcraft. Oh yes, I have spent so much time today leveling out this area, and I know what you're thinking. Where the heck are you? We are in the Tazztown district, where I guess we are seeing evolution in motion with squids trying to learn how to walk on land. Didn't work very well. Alright, but we're in Tazztown, and I am bringing you this video to all of my fellow Tazzcrafters. Oh yes, this one is specifically for you, because I am issuing a challenge. I have prizes. It's going to be amazing. So my plan is to have a competition that will end in exactly 1 month from today. Today is the 9th. So next month on the 9th, I will call an end to it. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, will net you at least 1 block of diamond. Oh yes, every participant gets a diamond block, and I will judge if it is an actual attempt. I do want actual attempts. However, if you give me an actual attempt, I will sure at least give you 1 diamond block. For 3rd place, I will add in an extra diamond block. For 2nd place, another diamond block on top of that for 3 diamond blocks. And of course, the winner, I will actually bump it up to 5 blocks of diamonds. So, what on earth are we doing here? So, I leveled this entire thing out. I haven't quite put streets in. Yes, I said streets. I am going to issue a challenge where you have an 8x8 space. I should actually wait to put the streets in until after everyone has built. But, having that, you have an 8x8 stretch. I don't think I have blocks on me. An 8x8 square, where you get to have all sorts of fun things going on. So if we come over here and just go 8x8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in this 8x8 square that you have, you must build any building you want. Any building you want, you can put there. Now, the trick is to fit your building within the 8x8 square, and it can be as tall as you want. It can be as detailed as you want. The more detailed, the more likely you are to win. So I want to see some very elaborate, very, very, very interesting, cool buildings. I want to have Tazztown start with a super, super, super miniature village. If you guys want, later in the video, I'll go over where exactly we are in relation to spawn. If you know where my place is it is on my journey if I'm walking from my base to spawn, but right by Gabe's old base. So that is kind of my plan. We can have, again, I want these things to be as cool as you want, and my project for today is allowing you all to get here easily and safely. So, unfortunately, I already spent a whole bunch of torches over there. Probably gonna have to light some of this up, but I want to build a bridge that is going to go across here, and I want it to be a micro bridge. Although this is such a long distance, I don't think a micro bridge would work. At least not a normal micro bridge. So I'm going to take some inspiration. We're going to build a bridge out here, and it's going to look amazing. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the making of the bridge, but also that you guys have some sort of idea for what you want to fit in an 8x8 square. I have seen castles being fit into 8x8 squares. I've seen taverns. I've seen potential skyscrapers. So really, the world is your oyster. Take inspiration from actual buildings. Let's see if we can actually get some buildings that are in real life miniaturized. I think it'd be super cool. So I will be right back, and we will start on building our... Well, actually, we'll start by going over to the entrance of Tazztown and showing you where that is. But I already have my prizes all set up, all ready to go. I don't know how many people are going to be joining. Hopefully as many people as physically possible, because again, we're going to have having something to do with the town district, I believe, kind of might inspire people to do other things, and that would be that'd be a really, really, really nice thing to have on the server, is just a place where people can express themselves more than just their base. They don't have to, you don't have to build in any particular fashion or any limitations that way. You don't have to build it like you're building anything else. It's just something else to have fun with and to show off. And we haven't really had a competition on the server about construction, and I do think that that would be wonderful. I will be the only judge, and I am not going to play favorites. I just want to have the best buildings there are. So this is spawn. Obviously, you just come down this way, go past the little wooden crossroads there, and you are right there. So I'm going to cut it here, and hopefully you guys will enjoy when I come back and we start building this bridge. Alright guys, so I put this down. Now, this is going to be the basis of our micro bridge. However, we're also going to need to double this up, but I did this mainly to figure out how long it is. So we are at 43 blocks. Oh yes, 43 blocks long, and we kind of don't have a really great place to kind of... Do I just put it over here? I'm guessing I'm just gonna put it on this side, just to match the sides. But I don't want to get any wider than this, because this is about the it's about comfort, right? Like it's a comfortable level as it is. I don't want to get any more comfortable with it, because it still has to be a micro build. So I think anything larger than this, and it starts getting into the normal build territory, and I don't want that at all. No. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to continue on this path right here, and we're going to build everything around its function and being a super small build. Now, it is going to get a little bit wider, and that's mainly because we're going to be... Oh, goodness. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. You know what? Let's just do this, and we're going to make a whole bunch of stairs. Make a whole bunch of stairs, and... Oop, and I'm already misplacing things. Isn't that nice? Thank you, grass. And let's just make a whole bunch more of these, and we're going to go with half slabs. There we go. So if you guys can guess what I'm building already, good for you. Good for you. I'm actually kind of happy if you can. I'm using a lot of acacia, and I'm guessing that should give away what the building, or what this bridge should look like at the end. However, yeah, we're just gonna go with it. What I want to do is so we have numbers, right? So we have 43. Let's just round it down to 40. So if we round it down to 40, what on earth are we going to, where are we going to put the support posts for this? So if I put the support posts, so let's see, 43. So let's just ignore the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we do 10 and then 10 the other way, then we should have plenty of room in the middle. I could move this a little bit further. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do 13. 13 because I'm a mad lad and that's the number I like. 13 it is. So all of a sudden, we're starting to get our shape going, a nice little bridge. And we're just going to do this on this side too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. So now we should be able to look back on this and kind of figure out where we're sitting. Nice long straight bridge, and that is exactly what we wanted. I did want to put a curve in it originally, but of course that curve is the curve of the earth, which in Minecraft is essentially 0. Especially in a micro build, because it's really not going to be seen in a micro build. So what we're going to do instead is let's try and get the sides of this actual roadway up. And of course we're going to strip all these logs and give it nice little color. There we go. We're also going to need to do something on the base here, just so that we can... Now, if I look at a picture real quick of this, there are little islands like around where these base structures are. How I'm going to do that with the limited space, I'm not exactly sure. At least not yet. In fact, I have some ideas though. I do have some ideas. I kind of want to put some stone or something on the base underneath here, just so that it looks like these are supported better. But around the tops, oh, is that going to go up to there? I don't want that to go up to there. That would be bad. So we're going to avoid that. Instead, I'm thinking we should just do maybe trapdoors around this to make it look like it's supported better, and then probably stone around that. I mean, the stone does technically come out of the water, so I'm pretty sure either way. I'm thinking the trapdoors are just going to look better, especially if I surround them with stone after that. So that's what we're going to give a shot, or we're going to give it a try. Might as well just do that now. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. So that only gives us 6. There you go. Boom, 12. Now this should give it a little bit more detail. Again, once we look into it more, we're gonna have to put even more stone and stuff in here. Will be a good start. Of course, I need a couple more trapdoors, but that's fine. 2 more sets of that. There we go. Perfect. now that we got that all put together, we also have to figure out how we're going to do arches in such a small area. So obviously we're just going to use stairs. Again, we're going to have to come back to this somehow and put some stone underneath so it looks a little bit more coherent. I also kind of want to try putting stairs upside down here. Now, is that going to be right? I'm not exactly sure. So, my other option, because this is actually going to be kind of a... I think this might be wrong, in all honesty. Because it does look fine for the most part, but I think it can look better. So if we come back here, let's remove these, and instead of stairs, we're going to try these half slabs. Now, why are we going to put half slabs? So that what we can do is we can stagger the half slabs. So if we have these coming up and down, that should give us some gaps, and that should look more like... Actually, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Oh, goodness. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this all the way across. No. I just kind of... Yeah, I guess this is how we're doing it. And then we'll just cut out the parts that aren't supposed to be there. Oh my god. Please, please, just let me place things. Thank you. And this should give us a nice supported look while still being very, very small. Very small. How does that look over here? Actually, that's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I do think that we probably need to put the acacia underneath here, but that's not gonna happen because we don't have room for that. Uh-oh. Did I find a problem in my build already? Probably. It would not surprise me in the least if that was the case. However, we have many more things to worry about, so I'm not going to dread that much of a problem just yet, because we can always go back and put more, we can always put more into it, you know what I mean? Like, if, for example, it doesn't look quite right, even though, yeah, I don't know. The problem is it's so close to the ground, it's so close to the water, but it's supposed to be so close to the water. So maybe instead, maybe we do go with the no, because it kind of does stay squared up. We could put fence underneath. Fence would bring the bottom in, but it really does try and stay flat. Like, it does stay flat along the side. So I'll tell you what, I will come back as soon as I get things figured out a little bit more. Alright, so we are back and we are increasing the height of the road. Now I know increasing the height of the road seems like a really, really weird choice, but there is a logical decision behind it. So when I'm looking at a picture of it, a reference picture, I see that we need space for cross beams underneath the bridge itself, even if we're not showing off the stone, where, I mean, we could just assume it's high tide, right? Like, that's all it is. It's just high tide. But even if we don't show off the stone underneath, we still need space for the support structure, and things are going to come into question when we add thickness to the road. Obviously, that could be an issue. So instead of focusing on making everything fit because we were getting too close to the water, and simply put, we are not going to be able to fit some things in. Maybe I should use some of this. There we go. Boom. And then we can make some fence. And gets us 9 fence. 9 fence should be just enough. So when we come in here and we throw this down, this should give us the support structure underneath. Now, some people might say that it would be a good idea to come and put this on the road and then maybe putting half slabs on top of it. I can see where that comes from. I can totally see where that comes from. Actually, that might be what we do. That might be exactly what we do, because that gives us a really, really good opportunity here. So let's just... Oh, no, we don't want it there. We obviously don't want it there. That's where our big supports are. Duh. That would be really bad to put those there. But we also might want to make it more bulky. So, yeah, when it comes to micro builds, it's all about using... Because you get the right materials quite often. It's whether or not those materials themselves will lend themselves to your design in different ways. So again, if we did this across, right? And that kind of gives off that look that we're looking for. I think that if we added the fence posts, it would be too bulky. I'm pretty sure. And that's going to be a common theme with a lot of this, is that it's going to get too thick, and we have to sacrifice some amount of detail in different ways in order to make it look good. So we gotta steer clear of our posts here. There you go. However, we do kind of want those posts a little bit obscured, so I'm going to go again and I'm going to put half slabs down. So that should give us a nice look all the way across, just like that. And the funny thing here is that we can do the exact same thing upside down with this. So if we do put a stair here, we put a stair here, and then we put one there, it literally just comes right on down. And sometimes it's just that easy. So I'm going to go through and move a lot of this around like that, where there's just going to be a whole bunch of half slabs, and oh yeah, that looks really, really good actually. Again, the recess kind of just adds to it. Again, I wish I could add more detail, but I don't want to make the build any bigger. We got to make sure that it's nice and small. In fact, with how this is set up, it should only be about two of these above each person's head, so people are going to be like really close to bonking their head every time they walk through here. So I'm really happy that we decided to move up on this, and we will jump right back into it once I get all of these pieces in place. All right, guys, holy smokes, it's coming together. Look at this. Oh, it looks adorable right now. So what I want to do is I actually want to put torches all over the sides of this. I want to make sure that it just gets completely lit up. Not just because of the spawning situation, but because there'd be light posts all the way down. In fact, at night, it should look absolutely spectacular with the amount of lights on it. So that's the whole reason why we're not even paying any mind to how many torches we're placing down, because this would all be lit up by streetlights. And this is about as close as we can get to streetlights, at least in terms of this scale. So cars, like, these would actually be giant cars, but we have to make do with what we got. But the next part, as I said before, is going to be to expand it upward. Oh yes, so we're going up, and we're going up on a Tuesday. Alright, but, so we want it to be super low, right? We want it to be super low because we don't want, again, it's a micro build. It's not supposed to be absolutely insane in terms of how this all is going to be constructed. There are a couple things that I might need to change later down the line. For example, moving torches instead of torches, using end rods or something. I'm not quite sure how that's going to be done as of yet. There you go, awesome dude. Just specifically for you, I'll leave the audio of stripping logs in because I know you love it. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long these torches are going to last, because remember, we're going to need to do more here. So instead of straight up committing to it, we're just going to be a little bit more passive in this aspect. So we know that we need this at least 3 high so that we can start actually coming in on it. So if we end up doing that and that, this should be the start of the first arch. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually put it on the half slab. There we go. So we aren't going to have to worry about lighting it up. It's going to just be on the half slab and we'll be good to go. That being said, we're also going to need to jump up. So that gives us 2 more. And then we'll do 1 more just so that we can put the stairs in again. There we go. And there we go. So now, if I remember correctly, it is, so there's 4 crosses, or there's 4 places for it to cross. So there's 1, 2. So there's what? There's the main hole. There's the second hole. So we need to make 2 more holes on top of this. So we'll put this on half slab, and then 1 more hole. Stair, half slab. Of course, make sure to strip these logs. And then 1 last one all the way at the top. And then we get to do something even more fun, which is, of course, putting the stairs in like we're supposed to. And then half slabs. Now these actually are a little bit taller, which means we're going to put them on the full. Now I don't want to go higher than this, but we have to figure out a way for things not to spawn up here. And my solution would be, hey look, we have torches, and we're just going to put torches up here. So now let's take a step back and let's take a look at this. Aw, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So we're going to duplicate this on the other side, and then we're going to make some adjustments here and there, just because It looks like it could be just a little bit off. I don't know if I have to make them taller. I don't think I should. I think I should keep them pretty short, just considering what we're looking at here. And it is supposed to be a micro build, so it's not going to be perfect. Putting them on the full slab instead of the half slabs would be nice, but I think they have to be thicker than that. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep them as they are now, and then we'll kind of adjust it further once I have my other plans set up. So I'm gonna copy that, and we're gonna do it on the next side, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Hey, look, back. We're back. So it took no time at all to throw these up. It looks kind of amazing, in all honesty. I love it. However, we do have a problem, and we've got to figure out a solution to that problem. So the problem is obviously it's a suspension bridge. You need to have something suspended, or you got to figure out how to suspend I have to figure out how the suspension is going to work on this. And we can't both have lights down here and suspension bridge parts. It doesn't work that way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see about eliminating some of these lights, some of the torches, so that the entire bridge is still lit up, because we do need it lit up. Otherwise, obviously, we're going to have some major issues going down the line. But we also need to figure out how to put in my secret ingredient to this entire thing, iron bars. So we have a whole bunch of iron bars, and we're going to use those as our suspension material, our cables for our suspension bridge. And that does mean I'm going to have to do quite a bit of math, because, well, seeing as we get right to the middle of this, there should only be about one bar in the middle, so wherever the middle is. That being said, hopefully it will all work out perfectly as intended, and I'm going to be super excited when that's done. So I will let you guys know what I come up with after I do some math. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've made my decision. So if we keep these about 3 apart, we should have just enough room to fit this. So my plan is, if we come over here, I didn't grab my stuff. Anyway, so my plan is we're going to put in the curve, and then we'll fill it in with the iron bars afterwards. Now, how this is going to exactly fit, I'm not totally sure. But that being said, we should be able to just copy it over. So let's just say 3, and boop, boop. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. Well, actually, that is kind of what we need. Although I don't think that that's particularly right at this point, but we're kind of going with what we can see. So this needs to go over 1 more, and this needs to go over 1 more. Sure. And then we'll go up 1 and over 1, and then we'll go up 1 and over 1, up 1 and over 1. Now, it should get pretty steep now, so let's just go up 2. Is that right? No, up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Let's just go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Because then it should go up 2, over 1, up 3, over 1, and then up to the top here. Just like that. So if we do that on this side, because this one's up 2, over, up 3, over, and then all the way up to the top. That should give us a nice little curve over here. I hope. Oh, I really hope. And it should look, because they're iron bars, it should look just like, there we go. Just like how, oh goodness, this is going to go through a lot of iron bars, way more than I originally anticipated. Just like, actually, looks pretty good. Okay, just like that. Now, I do want to keep these kind of somewhat similar. What I'm going to do is we're just going to remove these and put those there. So we're going to keep one, and we're just going to throw those down. And we're going to see, wow, I am the worst. How am I so bad at this? You think I would learn. But, so this is 1, 2, 3. And I just want to make sure we have a light post, making sure that everything looks as it should. And we'll not have things spawning on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That looks even. Yep, that looks perfectly even. Now I just gotta copy that on the other side, and we will have a suspension bridge, I think, hopefully. I don't know. Looks good from this side. Alright, so more math time. So, what we need to do is we need to figure out what curve this needs to be at. In order to figure out what curve it needs to be at, you should probably just start placing things down and figuring out where we start. My guess is that we just go all the way to the top with this, just like we did the other side, in order to ensure that we're there. The next one is, let's see. So I think it should end up all the way out here, which means that's going to be a really steep curve and is probably not going to be necessary for the entire length of this. So instead, we're going to start off like right about there with that, and then we're going to go just about, oh, I don't know, give me just a second. Let's see, we can go like 4 down. Go like 4 down on this one, so let's just go up. So the top of that should be 4 above us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So that'll be 4 above us, and then this one should be 3 above us. So 1, 2, 3, which puts it, we need to go up 2 more, and then maybe like a 2. So that puts it 2 more above us. Oop. That's not good. Not what we wanted at all. There we go. Oh, okay. Drowned in gold armor. Got it. So if that one's 2 above us, then it's just going to be 1, followed by 1, followed by nothing. Well, if we do have to do that, we're going to have to put an extra one there just to make sure it all connects up. So we're going to copy this on every other side, and hopefully that should be about all she wrote for this. So we'll come back at the end. I'll say a couple words, because that's what I do. I talk a lot, so what can you do about that? You know what I mean? But hopefully you all enjoyed the new builds. Kind of a crazy non sequitur. I realize I gotta get back to making the main mega build base, but I did want to have kind of an explanation about what to expect from the competition. I thought it'd be easier in a video rather than just rather than just putting up signs for it, because let's be serious here, signs probably wouldn't get the entire message across. Now oh god, now I got a whole bunch of skeletons that are all hanging out, being a bunch of jerks. Goodness. And then Mr. Drowned over here for some reason. How did you become a drowned? Like, what happened to you? What happened? I don't know what happened there. But I'll come back as soon as this other side is finished, and we will talk a little bit about the rest of that. If you guys do have questions about the competition, let me know. Just send me a message on Discord. I'd love to get you guys set up and have a really good time coming through and building some really crazy and small builds. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be right back with the follow-up. Alright, there we go, guys. The miniature Golden Gate Bridge. The sun is going down. I'm betting Gabriel's gonna fall. Is gonna hit the bed as soon as the sun goes down. So maybe we'll get a sneak peek of what this looks like at night. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for 100 subscribers. You guys are absolutely fantastic and make this entire playthrough even that much more worthwhile. So really, you guys deserve a big round of applause. This kind of stuff obviously would not be done without you guys here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If there are things that you want to see this channel delve into, please let me know. I want to give you guys the best content I can, and I told you who's gonna go to sleep. But if you guys could think of anything else you want to see done on the channel, more redstone, more architecture, more mini builds, more mega builds, let me know. I think next time we're actually going to be working back on our mega build, and that will be kind of a long, arduous process, but I wanted to do a mini build in preparation for our little competition, and we get to judge some of the other Tazzcrafters creations, which is going to be super fun. And really, I expect great things. There are some really cool buildings from some of the creators around here, and even if they aren't, maybe we could enlighten some people on how to improve their building skills. But that is all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, you guys have a great day, you wonderful people.